What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to Happy Thanksgiving Stimulus Package Update. It's Hump Day, November the 25th, 2020. Please do me a huge favor. Give this video a thumbs up. Hashtag EIDL with your comments below. Share this video all over social media. And if you're new to this channel and you'd like me to help grow your business when this EIDL madness is over, I ask that you please subscribe right now and make sure you hit the bell. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm in a very good mood. I might be all over the map today in today's video because I want to talk about stimulus. I want to talk about turkey dinner and what we actually have in our household. And I want to hear in the comments below what you guys are doing. We're going to touch on some of the warnings out there from the governors of Oregon, California, and Michigan. And what in the world did John Kerry just say relating to you know what and climate change? So yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is Thanksgiving Eve. I've got a gigantic bottle of Avion water. Pull up a chair, grab a beer. How about a nice tall glass of wine? Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're probably watching Meet Kevin. He does as good a job as anybody at breaking down stimulus, the latest in the news, politics, etc. There's a deal coming. The reason why the stock market just keeps going up and up and up and up, it's not just because of the vaccine. It's because trillions of dollars between COVID relief and an infrastructure bill to rebuild our roads, bridges, highways, tunnels, and airports into something that you might see in Dubai is coming. There's going to be a massive upgrade of our infrastructure, somewhere between $1 trillion and $2 trillion of COVID relief package coming. So that's why the market's way up there in nosebleed territory and probably going higher as we go into 2021. Now, the question I have is it going to happen before Christmas? Probably not, but there's noise out there here and there. So let me offer them another idea. Remember, I send a copy of this video to every senator, congressman and woman, governor, radio and TV station in this entire country. It's one of the main reasons why we have approached now 45,000 subscribers in our first 7 months on YouTube. Thank you very much. So let me give them yet another idea. Do a $1 trillion deal right now. Because when you get a bill through both houses, it takes 10 days to get to the president's desk and sign it. It then takes about another week to get the money, as it did with the CARES Act back in March and April, into your checking accounts. So if they get their act together, and that's a big if, on Monday, and they pass a bill by Wednesday or Thursday night, the president signs it, and it's into law 10 days later, and then add another week, that means that you could get your money somewhere around December 20th. And wouldn't that be a nice Christmas, or is it a holiday present? We got to be politically correct here. I'm going to cover some amazing stuff before this video's over, so don't go anywhere. So I don't want to offend you. I know you may have a holiday tree, or I don't know, we can't be doing any singing. There's to be no singing. But if they do a $1 trillion deal, ladies and gentlemen, don't get me started. I'll actually get me started, because I'm going to cover some ground today. My goodness, it's driving me nuts. Stimulus, $1 trillion. If you're listening, Washington, D.C., give these people $1,200 checks, $600 of backdated to September, extra unemployment benefits all the way through the spring of this coming year. Unleash that $135 billion of PPP. Give us another $100 billion or thereabouts of EIDL grant/loan money, and give out some money, not all of it, related to the schools that need testing, etc., etc. Get rid of all the pork, all the cashless bail shit, the bailouts of states. That doesn't need to be in there. We'll do another bill if we have to in the spring or the first quarter of 2021. Give me a skinny bill of $1 trillion. That's the original HEALS Act size in the Senate. Mitch McConnell will sign that in 3 seconds flat. But drag it out to $2 trillion, if not more. It's not going to happen until the first quarter of this coming year. So give us a $1 trillion deal that's 80% of what we need. In the meantime, speaking of need, now you guys need to listen up. And I'm serious. Tomorrow's Turkey Day, and I want to hear in the comments, what are you having in your household? I'm going to my sister's house. It's about 15, 20 minutes away. I have a beautiful 19-year-old niece who looks like Nicole Kidman. She's almost 6 foot tall, too. And then I have a nephew. I call him Little Einstein because he thinks he knows everything. He's 15. He just started driving. He's 6'1". I'm 6'3". This 15-year-old kid is almost as big as his favorite uncle. Well, we're going to have turkey We're going to have mashed potatoes, stuffing, gravy, cranberries, salad, rolls, pumpkin pie. You're traditional, because I'm very traditional. I grew up in a very traditional household, oldest of five. We used to, have about 25 or 30 people over for dinner. This time, because I want to follow the rules, and we're going to go over them right now. We're going to keep it to only 4. It's my sister. Both my parents have passed away in the last few years, rest their soul. My niece and my nephew. And we've got a couple of rules that you might find funny. So one of the ideas that we came up with, because there's 3 games on tomorrow. If you can't tell, I'm a hardcore Dallas Cowboy fan since 1970. The last 25 years have been absolutely painful. However, if we beat the Redskins, actually, it's not the Redskins. Jason, we got to be politically correct here, folks. It's not just about no singing and hand washing and make sure you're tested and God forbid anybody eat off your silverware. Have you heard that one? But there's 3 games on tomorrow. That's 12 quarters of football. So what I suggest is you do a hand washing at the end of every quarter. Maybe lay off the hugging and kissing. Bring the wipes, the Purex, whatever the hell it is that you want to lead. But you may have heard the governors of Oregon, California, and Michigan saying there should be no singing. You and your family have survived the toughest year, arguably, in your entire life. But I don't want to hear any singing. The governor of Oregon has given everybody in the community permission to snitch on you. Call the cops. And God forbid, there's 11 people. Your great-grandmother who may have drove in from Missouri to New York City, if she's the 11th one, we may have to knock on the door and yank her out and take her down to jail. Folks, I'm not making this shit up. There are some outrageous demands from certain governors. Wash your hands, wear a mask. Can you imagine sitting at the Thanksgiving table dinner? Everybody's all masked up, washing your hands every hour, and no singing. What's going to happen? I want to see this on the news. I want to see somebody knock on someone's door and have the fake news there to film it, where they yank someone out because they're singing or they're laughing a little too loud. Or that they finally got the family together, all of them tested, by the way, and there's 12 or 13 of them, but because it's over the 10-person limit, someone's got to leave or go to jail. But the best one of all, the funniest one, the most outrageous one of all, is the utensil rule. Have you heard this one? Oh, yes. Even if you boil your forks and knives, ladies and gentlemen, right alongside that turkey for 8 hours, that's not good enough. No, according to the governor of Oregon, anyone who comes to the house that's not an immediate family member and has been tested needs to bring their own utensils. Because, God forbid, they eat off your utensils, they get COVID, spread it on to somebody else. I shouldn't have said that word. Hopefully that doesn't get me banned or censored. Tell me in the comments, what do you guys think of all this nonsense? What are you having for turkey dinner? Who's coming over? Who's going to be breaking the rules? Are you going to be one of those hardcore, sitting there with your mask on, washing your hands every 5 minutes, eating off of plastic forks and knives that you probably disinfected the minute you took them out of the damn package? My goodness. But if that's not enough, have you heard what John Kerry said? John Kerry is going to be Joe Biden, actually President-elect Joe Biden's climate change czar. And he said yesterday, and I paraphrase, but this is exactly what he said. He said, in case you haven't noticed, what we've been suffering through for the last 7 months is related to climate change. In fact, if we don't fix this climate change, issue a few trillion carbon credits so that John Kerry, who just bought a $12 million house on the water in Martha's Vineyard, can fly around with his buddy, what's his name? Al Gore, the guy who invented the internet back in the 1980s. Those two guys are making hundreds of millions of dollars for themselves and their cronies on these things called carbon credits, while they're flying around in private jets and buying gigantic homes that have massive carbon output in places like Martha's Vineyard. Speaking of Martha's Vineyard, how about the governor of California? He goes to a 350-plated dinner flanked by 2 doctors from the Cleveland Clinic. No mask. Sitting there yakking it up, drinking, eating, having a grand old time, and yet he's got the largest state in the union, or I think it is behind Texas, locked down. So it's okay for them to buy $12 million homes. It's okay for them to go have $350 a plate dinners with no mask. But you can't sing. You can't hold hands during grace. And God forbid somebody eats off your utensils. Because if any of those violations occur, someone could come knocking on your door, encouraged by the governor of Oregon to snitch on your own neighbor. Folks, I'm trying not to have a heart attack during this pre-Thanksgiving video. But there's some deep state Illuminati bullshit going on here. So part of my job over the next several years with this channel is not only to grow your business, but in the best way I can, help decode what's really going on. We live in a world of 8 billion people. The few continue to try to control the many. The same few that have starved millions of small businesses to near extinction so guys like Bezos and Gates can make billions of dollars. Don't even get me started. It's supposed to be Thanksgiving. We're going to get through this together. We're going to have fun. We're going to laugh. We're going to cry. I got a website that's going to launch in January. You're going to get a chance to create your own profile. Promote your company, your website, your phone numbers. There'll be coupons. There'll be classified ads. There'll be videos. I'll be doing YouTube lives. Imagine if I recommend you, your small business, from 1 to no more than 500 employees. If a tiny fraction of the community says, hey, I want some of what he or she is selling, some of you are going to make 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 times on your money. We're going to have an annual membership. It's going to be a few pennies a day, maybe a little more than a few pennies, but far less than $1 a day, once a year. So if you sell a product that's worth, I don't know, $500, and you get one sale, one, in a given year, you're going to make 2, 3, 4, 5 times on your money. This is going to be a huge opportunity. So I'm going to help cut through the noise. I'm not like all the other channels. I'm not running the same damn video 5 times a day. 2 or 3 times a week, maybe a little more if I can figure out what my new niche is. I'm going to come to you. But I want to keep you up when you're down. I want to make you laugh when you feel like crying. And yes, it is going to be my job to give you an opportunity to make some money. And whatever money that we do make, whether it's on this damn channel or over on the #1 small business network that we're going to build together, I'm going to give away a huge chunk of it so that you and your family can live your best life. Until next time, please do me a huge favor. Tell me what you think in the comments. You can go with I almost said conspiracy theory. That'll probably get me censored too. But all the nonsense that's going on with these state governors, do as I say, not as I do bullshit. Or more importantly, what are you having for dinner? Who's coming over? What's your favorite dish? And are you a Dallas Cowboy fan? And if you're not, who are you rooting for? Before I let you go, I'd be remiss if I didn't. Thank you very much for sticking around this long. What's it? Fly, Eagles, fly? What? Maybe it should be can't fly, Eagles, fly. You got the worst quarterback in the league. I call him Hop Along because ever since he blew out his knee, he's got no confidence. He holds onto the ball way too long. What has he got? 17 picks, including a pick 6 last week. Don't get me started on those. Fly, Eagles, fly. Until next time. I love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving, and thanks for watching.